What's good, everyone? Welcome back to a brand new video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about stagnancy in life, kind of just that period of time. I don't think everyone goes through this, but I know a lot of people do. That period of time where you just feel like you're not really accomplishing anything, where you feel like you're not really going anywhere, where you're not taking yourself to the next level. Maybe you are happy and stuff like that, but you don't really feel like you're accomplishing your goals, or you really don't feel like you have any goals. And just overall, the period of life where I know I'm in and where I've been for honestly like the last year, maybe last 2 years, where I just feel like, yes, I'm doing things, and yes, I'm happy. I'm so happy right now. I'm having a lot of fun with my life and enjoying life overall. But in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't feel like I've really taken the next step into becoming a better person, or I haven't really made any huge major changes in the last couple of years. That's kind of where I'm at in my life right now. And I know that doesn't really happen for everyone, but I know for a lot of people, I would say probably a majority of people at one point or time in their lives just feel stagnant. They feel like they don't know what's next. They want something to come already, but they don't know what's next. They don't know what the hell is next. They don't know what's going to happen, blah, blah, blah. Just that period of stagnancy where you really don't know what's next in your life. Because like I said, I've been in that period of time for about 2 years now, and it just feels like I'm lost. I feel like I don't know where to go, what to do, etc., etc. But yeah, we're gonna be talking about that in today's video. But before we do get started, I want to say I did get a new mic. I finally got the Shure SM7B. I've been wanting this mic for a very long time. Finally got my hands on it. So comment down below how the audio is. This is my very first time ever using this mic. This video is pretty much like my test video on how this microphone sounds. So let me know if you do enjoy the audio. Of course, after this video, I'll be able to learn more and tweak and go and make things better and improve as I go. But this is my very first video with this mic. I just want to know how the audio sounds. I feel like it's so crispy in you guys' ears. Hopefully, I don't know. But yeah, let's get straight into the conversation anyway. So stagnancy, like I said, for the past probably 2 years, I've felt stagnant. For those who have been subscribed to my channel for a while, you'll know that around 2 years ago, I was in a relationship. Well, pretty much 2 years ago, I was in a relationship for 7 years. After that, we split, things happened. And honestly, like, I can honestly say this, since then. And the thing is that when that very first happened, I thought, okay, well, I'm losing my partner, but that just means now that I get to focus more on myself, and I get to focus more on my goals, and I get to do more things just for myself, and further progress as a human being all on my own. I really thought that was going to happen. But now I'm sitting here 2 years later, and I'm kind of looking back on it, and I'm like, damn, what the hell have I done different since then? And don't get me wrong, I definitely have done some things different. Like, I've definitely grown as a human. I'm a completely different person than I was just 2 years ago. A completely different person. I'm so much more sociable. I used to have really bad social anxiety. I no longer have social anxiety as bad as I used to. Just a lot of improvements overall in life. And I feel so much better about myself as a person. But in terms of like my goals and my accomplishments, I honestly can say that I don't feel like I've accomplished much since then. I remember back then I was like, okay, you know what? As soon as I split, not as soon as we split, but like a few months into it, after it took time to heal and stuff like that, I was like, okay, you know what? This is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Some of my goals included, like, I remember my very first one, of course, was to continue YouTube. If you've been subscribed to my channel for a while, you'll know not much on this channel has happened for the last 2 years. Like, yeah, I've gained a few thousand subscribers. I think back then I was probably like at around 1,000 or 2,000 subscribers. I have 5,000 subscribers now, which is cool. And I've even created other channels and done other things on those channels. But at the end of the day, I haven't really done anything to the point where I'm proud. I haven't done anything to be proud of. Like, I'm very proud and happy about the 5,000 subscribers that I do have on this channel, and I'm so thankful for all of you. But the truth is like, I thought that in these 2 years I would be able to, maybe get 100K subscribers, maybe figure out what other kind of content I want to make, because I knew the content that I was making before, the Amazon content, I knew that wasn't a long-term suitable thing. I knew at some point I'd figure out something else, and I thought by now, I'm 24 years old, I thought I'd already have it figured out by now, but I don't, and literally almost nothing has changed in between that time period for my career. So we have that. I remember another goal that I wanted to do was I wanted to run a marathon. This one didn't really come until the end of last year, until the end of 2022. I was like, you know what? I want to run a marathon. I remember I started training in September. I ran a 5K in November, which was really awesome for me. But since then, I haven't even ran another official 5K. I haven't even ran a 10K, much less a half or a full marathon. I haven't done any of that. I've literally done just as much as I did when I very first started running. So 2 months into running, I ran a 5K. Since then, I've only ran like 2 or 3 more 5Ks, and none of them have even been official. I haven't been and entered into official races. So it's like, the past year and a half, or not even year and a half, it was last September, but the past year and 2 months, what have I accomplished since then? And this is kind of how I'm looking at it in general, just my whole life as a whole. I'm looking at all the goals that I set myself up for. I'm looking at all the things that I wanted to accomplish, all the things that I wanted to do, and I'm looking in on that. And a lot of them, it's just like, I have not changed pretty much at all in those perspectives and in those categories, especially when it comes to my YouTube career, and especially when it comes to my running career. Things that I really, really cared about and things that I really, really wanted to focus on and push forward through, I've been stagnant. And a lot of it is just due to a lot of different things. Now, don't get me wrong. There are things that I have accomplished and things that I should be proud of. I remember back then, whenever I first split with my partner, I had no friends. I really honestly could say I had no friends. I had like nobody to talk to, no one to reach out to me for, or just to help me when I was going through a tough time. Not completely no one, but I had a very, very, very small amount of friends. And even then, we weren't as close as we used to be before my relationship and all of that. I kind of let the relationship get in the way of that. And so after the relationship, we split and I didn't have that many friends. I was able to be able to make friends. I became more socially active because, again, like I said, I used to be a hermit. Like I literally just used to sit in my room all day and do absolutely nothing. And for the first couple of months of the relationship ending, that's pretty much all I did was sit in my room and do absolutely nothing. And I became so depressed because of that. But now I can say I've made more friends. You know, I have more people to talk to. I got a lot of friends on Discord, a lot of people in real life that I hang out with every now and then. I go out a lot more, you know, going out on the weekends, something that I used to never ever do. That's something that became really fun to me. Just a lot of things like that. In terms of my social aspect of life, I think I've really enjoyed that part. But again, when it comes to like my goals, I just haven't accomplished them. And it's nice to be able to say that I have worked on some things, and just like even me as a person, I've become so much more emotionally mature, just more mature in general, and really looked at things in different perspectives. I've become so much more open-minded. I found new music I like. There's been a lot of good things that have happened over the last 2 years. I'm not going to completely sit here and just make this a whole depression thing. Like there's been a lot of good to come out of it. But for me, the most important thing, and the number one most important thing in my life above all after God, has always been YouTube. For the past couple of years, at least since 2021 when I first started making this content again, it's been YouTube. And so to look at where I was back then, I had 2 channels. I had like 200 subscribers on one of them. On this channel that you're watching right now, I had like 2,000 subscribers. And now you push back a couple of years later, I pretty much have hardly filmed any content. It feels like I've probably released like 50 videos total since then. That might be inaccurate. I might have released more, but I've released pretty much barely any content. I've gained only 3,000 subscribers, and not to say that only 3,000 as in 3,000 is a little bit, because 3,000 is a crap ton of subscribers on YouTube. But like, for my goals and my decisions that I wanted to make, I wanted to be so much further by then. And it's just a little bit sad. It's just like this period of stagnancy that I'm in. And honestly, I think it's one of like the worst feelings that you can possibly have in life. And it's that just feeling like you're going nowhere, because the truth is like for a while, I really just felt like, damn, like, what am I going to do with my life? Like, am I going anywhere? Should I just give up on YouTube stuff? And I knew the answer was never no for that second question, but still it kind of runs through your mind. You're like, well, damn, like I'm so lazy. I'm not really doing anything. I don't know what to do. What the hell? How am I going to make it out? And it's just like, bro. And on top of that, like there's other content creators that I've been friends with since we first started our YouTube channel, and I've seen them progress to a much better area. And I'm just like, if I would have kept working, that could have been me. And overall, it's not fun. It beats down on me a lot mentally. And again, I know that this happens to a lot of people. I've seen TikToks about it. I've seen people post on Twitter about it. Just that feeling stagnant period of life. And I think the worst part about this is that it's not even really a bad part. I'm not going to sit here and say this is the worst part, because it's not really a bad thing. But the worst thing is that I feel content and happy with my life where it is. Like, yeah, I'm not where I want to be with my career, but I'm still so happy outside of that. And I'm still doing so well outside of that. You know, I'm able to pay my rent, pay my bills, blah, blah, blah. That it's just like, do I really even need to work on this other stuff? Like, I could really just go about living my life without ever having to do this other stuff that's really important to me. And just even that has been such a mental battle for me. And it's just one of those things where it's like, I don't know how the hell to end this, because I've gone through periods of times throughout this stagnancy period where I've put my head down and just started working. And I noticed the numbers going up a little bit. I noticed the content getting better, improving a lot on all that stuff. But then I just stopped. Then I got lazy, or I got unhappy, or I just something happened emotionally, because these last 2 years have been an extreme emotional roller coaster for so many different reasons. Honestly, like family members passing away, relationships ending, just other drama in general. It's been a roller coaster for the last 2 years in my life. So when I'm on a high of working, when I'm working constantly, I'm happy about what I'm doing, something will just happen and it'll strike me. And then I'm like, okay, well, now I don't even want to work anymore, or I'll just get lazy. Like, simply put it, I know that naturally as a person, I know that I am inherently lazy. So for me to go and work hard and stuff like that, it takes a lot more extra steps than it does a normal person to get to that point. And I've done the things that it takes to do that, but then I'll end up stopping. And I know that is just a lack of discipline. I know motivation is a big part of it as well, but most importantly, discipline. I know I do lack a lot of discipline as well. And just in general, like it's tough. It's tough because I like I said, I know I'm not the only person going through this. I'm not the only person who's gone through this. Let me know down in the comments below if you've been through a period of stagnancy in your life where you just feel like you're not making any progression. Because like I know I've had this conversation with a lot of people, and I've talked to them about how I'm feeling, what I'm doing, and they're like, well, yeah, you might not be working on your YouTube stuff, because YouTube is usually what I bring up the most, because like I said, it's the most important thing to me in my life is YouTube. And a lot of people will say, well, yeah, you might not be working hard on your YouTube stuff, but think about where you were 2 years ago. At least you're in a better spot than you were then, right? And then I look around, I'm like, well, 2 years ago, I was living in this apartment, I was doing YouTube, and I was working at Amazon, a bar Amazon. I'm pretty much doing the same exact thing now. Like, the truth is, I love this apartment. I really, really do. But I don't want to be living here another year. My lease is up next May, and I seriously don't want to be here anymore, because it feels like I've been stuck here for 4 years now. I've lived here since 2020, on my own since 2022. And it just feels like, damn, like, I'm ready to move on. I'm ready to get to the next chapter of my life, but I don't know how that's going to happen or what's going to cause that to happen. And again, I'll talk to people and they'll be like, you know, at least your life has progressed, right? And then, like I said, I just look back and I'm like, well, it has in some ways, but in a lot of ways it hasn't, because like I said, still living in the same spot. I still have my dog and my cat. Like, nothing's changed there. I was single then, I'm still single now, which isn't really that big of a deal to me, but that's just one example of how my life really hasn't progressed that much. I'm pretty much making the same exact amount of money that I was 2 years ago, maybe a little bit more, but not anything to make a fuss about. In terms of YouTube, honestly, I'm making a lot less money than I was a couple of years ago. I'm not working nearly as much as I used to be. So it just feels like I've progressed in some ways in life, but in a lot of ways, I've done the exact opposite. Maybe I've even taken a step back, or I've just stayed stagnant. And it's just one of those things in life, again, where it's difficult, because I know what I want to do in this life. I know exactly what I want to do. I know exactly what my goals are. And I've said this on this channel several times. My goal is to become a full-time content creator. I make money off of content creation, but not nearly enough to go ahead and, stop doing other work altogether and just fully focus on this content. I definitely don't make enough to do that, but that is my goal. I don't know what kind of content I want to make, but I know that I wanted to do this full-time, and that's always been my goal. I also want to run a marathon. A lot of the problems that have come up, I guess I'll talk about that now. Some of the problems that have come up with all of these things is that, one, with YouTube, I've been at such a creative block. Ever since I quit the Amazon content, I really have no clue what I want to do. Sorry, I couldn't talk there for a second, but these videos, these little ranting videos, or I guess venting videos, whatever you want to call them, I do really enjoy making these videos. I'm not sure if I can make a whole career off of this, but I really do enjoy them. So I've been trying this out. I also tried like some soccer content out on TikTok. I've tried some other content out on other channels, but at the end of the day, I just haven't really found what's stuck. And I sit there all day and think of a video idea, and I just cannot come up with one. It's like I've had the worst case of writer's block like ever. I feel like I've had writer's block, but for the last 2 years, because like I said, I was making Amazon content for a while. This year, I finally realized, okay, I'm done. I quit the Amazon content. And now for the past few months since I've quit the Amazon content, it's really been to the point where it's like, okay, now what do I do? Because I don't know what kind of content I want to make, but my career and my goal is to be a content creator. What kind of sense does that make? So it's just been at a big period of just like, okay, how am I going to progress my career when I don't even know what to do in my career? So again, writer's block. And then on top of that, honestly, just laziness. I'll fully admit that I've just been very, very lazy. Again, like I said earlier, I've had periods where I've gone through hard working periods. I've gone like 3 or 4 months of daily uploads. Like I remember earlier this year, I literally did a challenge where for 90 days straight, I uploaded daily across 3 different channels. And every single day I hit that mark, and every single day without fail, I uploaded. But then I just ended up quitting. As soon as that 90-day challenge ended, I just completely quit uploading altogether, which was like, okay, you did a lot in between that period of time, but then what the hell was the point of the challenge if you were just going to quit right afterwards? So there's been like just a lot of laziness as well. Absolutely no discipline at all. I did go through a good discipline period, but again, I just completely lost that now. And just a lot of things have happened in the content creation world where it's like, I keep saying, oh, I want to do this full time and I know that this is my goal, but then I have no progression to show that I can do this, and I have nothing to show for the fact that I will be able to do this, even though in my mind, mentally, there's no doubt in my mind that one day I will be able to do YouTube full time. Absolutely no doubt in my mind that I will be able to do these things full time, but it's like, how is it going to happen? I have no clue. And then with the running thing, I'm just very injury prone. I had an ankle injury back in November of last year, and it's November of 2023, and still 1 year later, that ankle hurts. I've got an MRI. I've done x-rays. I've done MRIs. I've gone to the doctor that starts with a P. I can literally never remember what that doctor is called, but the doctor that starts with a P that works on foot and ankles. I went to them. I was in a medical boot for a long time. I just went through a whole thing with my foot and ankle for a couple of months. And at the end of the thing, I started running again, and immediately I felt the same exact pain as the last time. I do think that it could be, what is that thing called? Plantar, whatever the thing is called. The thing that, if you've had it, you know what it is. I've had people in my comments actually say that, that they know what it is. It's the plantar, that thing, the plantar thing. I'll put it on the screen here because I literally cannot remember right now. But I do think I have that, but I just haven't gotten that checked out again because it never showed up on any MRIs or X-ray scans or anything like that the first time I went, but I should go back. But because of my injuries, I have not been able to complete any running goals. I still run every now and then. Like I'll go through a month or two where I run like a mile like 4 times a week, or 4 days out of the week I'll run like a mile, but then I still feel that ankle pain coming in, and I'm just like, okay, I should stop before I completely injure myself and to where I can't even walk at all. So it's just like with my goals, there's things that are hindering me, but at the end of the day, it really is up to me to push past those things, and it's really up to me to achieve my goals. Like I'm one of those people who's just like, no excuses at all. You can do whatever you put your mind to, no matter what is in your way. And I truly believe that, but I've let myself get so lazy and so careless that it's just like, well, I have nothing to show for anything that I want to do, and it sucks. But the only thing that I will say is that I'm not like super worried about it. And I know like in some cases, some people would be. The only reason I'm not is just because I trust in God. I think everybody has their own pace in life. Everyone has their own pace in life. Everyone's meant to accomplish things at many different periods of times. Some people are meant to get rich by 18 years old. Some people are meant to get rich by the time they're in their 60s. Some people are never meant to get rich at all. You know what I'm trying to say. Pretty much everyone has their own time period of time where in their life they're going to hit a certain goal or achieve something that maybe someone else has achieved way quicker than them or even way slower than them. That's just how life works. And I trust in my path with God. I trust that God will guide me and lead me to where I want to be. I've always trusted God, and I always will. And that's why I'm not worried about this, because, you know, I pray nightly. I pray pretty much almost every single day, and just pray that I will be able to gain my discipline and motivation back, and pray that God will guide me again to the path that I want to be on, or at least that his will would be done in my life. So I constantly pray for things like that, which is why, again, I'm not really worried about this whole thing, and I'm not like sitting here super stressed about it. But a lot of the times when I'm happy and just having a good time, I just sit back in the back of my mind and think, well, I'm not where I want to be. Like, I might be happy right now, but think about my YouTube career. Where the hell is that? I'm not doing anything that I should be doing for it. And I sit there, then I think, and then I get down and down. And admittedly, like, I do get a little bit down about this. If anything, this is probably what makes me the most down in my life right now. Just because, simply put, like, I just feel bad for myself. I just feel like I could be at such a better place in my life had I been working this whole entire time, these past 2 years that I've kind of been taking. I guess you could say I've been taking a break. I haven't been taking a break because I have released a lot of content over this time, but I haven't been really pushing forward and pushing out content that I feel like will take me to the next level, which is where I want to get, which I guess leads me to now where I just bought this new mic. There was like almost $600 for all the equipment that I had to buy for it. And I just want to get back to content creation so bad. It is my absolute goal, my number one goal. And honestly, I'm not going to lie, I bought this because I was like, I have no other choice but to create content if I buy this. So this is where this video is coming in. This is my little inspiration stick, I guess you could say, because I just really want to get back to making content. But yeah, I've yapped a lot and rambled a lot about pretty much a whole lot of nothing. I've pretty much just talked about being stagnant in life, and I've probably talked in circles about a lot of this stuff. Let me know down in the comments below if you've ever felt stagnant in your life and felt like you have no idea what's next. Because the thing is like, I know what I want to do. I just don't have the energy to do it. Like, you know what I mean? I don't have the creativity in my mind. Like when it comes to the content, I just don't have the creativity to figure out what kind of content I want to do next. And just a whole list of things that are stopping me when it is just me and my own mental stopping me. So I really should get back to this. But again, let me know down in the comments below if you've ever felt stagnant for a couple of years. If you ever felt like you've gone a certain period of time without accomplishing pretty much nothing at all. Or even maybe you are accomplishing some things, but you're still not where you want to be and you feel a little bit unhappy about that. Again, just go ahead and ramble in the comments down below. Or if you've ever been in my position, just let me know. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and end that video there, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I don't know if this was a good video or not. I hope it was. I feel like I talked a lot in circles, and hopefully I didn't. But I'll catch you guys in the next video. I love you all. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you did enjoy this video. Subscribe to the channel down below. Right now on this channel, I'm just creating kind of just talking about life, living life as a 24-year-old. I'm kind of just talking about what it's like being in your 20s and just a lot of the stresses and a lot of the goods and bads about life. If you want to check out my last video, I talked about some of the negatives about being in your 20s. But yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Love you all. Peace.